Daddy born poor, Mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. 4 babies in the backseat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha, 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 ha.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. It is Monday, October 30th, 2023, the day before Halloween. So glad you could join me here at Forex Smart Trade. Our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by teaching you how to currency trade with our proprietary trading indicators, which are highly accurate, yet simple to use. And we do that with personalized one-on-one coaching, which we think is the most efficient and effective way to learn. Trading currency, trading anything isn't easy. Trading currency isn't easy. I know I kind of make it look easy, but you need to have the right tools. You need to have the right training, and we provide that. And we are so confident in how well our tools and training work. We let you trade with company funds once you have been trained, and split what you make. So we win when you win. So our interests are aligned. It's not a one-time shot. We're in it with you for the long haul. All right. So with that, let's jump right in and see what we've got today. We need to first start by listening to this guy, and then we'll
get going. Due to federal
and
state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
We do a number of these live training sessions for multiple purposes. One is to they're training sessions so that you can see how good traders kind of walk through their analysis, and then copy what I'm doing or what the other traders are doing. I do 3 sessions a week, this afternoon session, and then also on Tuesday and Thursday morning. But again, since you're trading our money, we want you to be on the top of your game, and we do that by giving you more instruction. Every morning at 10 a.m. we do a live trade. Every evening at 10 p.m. we do a live trade. I send out trade setups every day at around 4:15. And there are training sessions Wednesday afternoon, advanced member training, and then Saturday morning back to the basics, where we're continually reviewing the various trade strategies that we have. And when we train someone, we work around what your parameters are to trade and your risk preferences, and we will create a specific trade plan just for you. The one I am going to do today is something called the 10-point trade. That is kind of my go-to trade. I work off of a little checklist. So just to make sure we don't forget anything, a good habit every day is to review, close and open up your green chart to restart it, clears out the memory, and it picks up any improvement or picks up any improvements that they've made. At the end of every day, it is good habit to review the trades of that day, specifically the trades that didn't go the way you wanted, so that you can figure out what you did wrong and not make the same mistake. So part of that, uh, uh, our simulator allows you to go back to a specific time, and you can look at exactly what the chart was doing then, and see if you can determine the nuance that was missed. Now, sometimes you do everything right and you still get it wrong, but other times there is a nuance there. If you think you see a nuance, then you can go back and back test against it and see if that nuance does indeed make a difference and improves your trading. We are technical traders. Our indicators are based on the price action, and they are very good at helping us figure out which direction the market's going to go. If we can figure out which direction the market's going to go, we can make money on it. However, currency is impacted by news, and we want to know what that news is so we can trade around it. So we go to forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com breaks news down into three components: yellow, which is low impact, which we generally don't worry too much about; orange, which is medium impact, which I don't worry too much about; and red, which is high impact, which we do worry about. And ideally, I like to stay out of a red item 2 hours beforehand. So today, right now, there's some news on the Canadian dollar. So we will not trade that, and we'll see what's happening. On the ones where it's somebody speaking, those are a little harder to predict. They tend not to leak out because you don't have a copy of what the guy's speech is. But on things where there's a published number like German GPQ or GPD, this number is always known beforehand, so it can leak. So nothing on we won't trade the Canadian dollar. Next thing is Chinese yuan, 9:30. We're not going to change the Chinese yuan. And these Japanese yen, we don't have a time for release, but something's going to be released. We're approaching morning time in Japan, and actually starting to see a move on the yen right now. So we'll probably stay away from the yen too for tonight. Stay away from but I guess let me think about how this might impact our pound yen tonight while we're doing this. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The signal I'm going to use is something called the 10-point trade signal. I like to trade it off of a 1 hour chart, but you can trade it off of any time frame. I like to be halfway into the 1 hour chart to see the signal before I take it. And I am looking for anywhere from 5 to 35 pips on a 1 hour chart. And my sweet spot is 11 pips. If I can do that 3 times a day, I am having a terrific day. And generally, off of a 1 hour chart, a trade's going to take 1 to 3 hours to close. And the strategy here is simple. We're just trying to get the lines from all 3 sections to line up. And when they do, we've got a good trade. Each section of the chart measures something different. So when we get that agreement across all 3, that's a high probability trade. We only need a couple high probability trades a day to make money. So let's start with we're going to trade off the light 6 major chart, which is one of the standard charts. And this is a composite chart. It has 6 different currency pairs. This first chart is all US based. And we are going to start with the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. The red and green line is the major indicator. This is the one I pay a little bit more attention to. The black and gray is the minor indicator. I still want everybody going in the same direction. And specifically what I'm looking for is when these lines are either above this blue line, which is the overbought line. So when the market's overbought, that's a good time to sell. And I'm specifically looking for all the lines to be coming down. Or when the lines are below this red line, which is the oversold line, and I want them below the line and going up. So that's what I'm looking for. So right now we're kind of in the middle of the channel, and we don't have agreement. The minors are kind of going sideways. The majors are going down. So we're going to pass. Euro USD, we were overbought. We touched the overbought. Majors coming down, minors still going up. So I don't have agreement. Pound USD, overbought, and everybody's kind of sideways. I want everybody pointing down, so I don't have anything there. USD Canadian dollar. Looks like we're getting that news is coming in. It's giving a little bit of a push down. Minors have started to turn. Majors still going down. Can I get 10 pips off of when we're oversold? Yes, I can. Can you make a trade, a successful trade here? Yes, you can, but just not part of my trade strategy. So I haven't researched it enough to find specifically when we're oversold when I can take a trade. My goal is to catch the trade. Well, we don't have one here. Well, catch it up here and then ride it down through the channel. Dollar Swiss franc, we're 2/3 of the way into the channel. Majors are coming down. I got a little bit of kink in the line. It looks like it's losing steam. Minors are oversold and going down. I don't like to take a trade when we're beyond the halfway mark. USD yen. Oversold. Everybody's going up, and I've got what I call the double cross, where the green's on top of the red and the gray's on top of the black. So there's 3 points here. I don't mind that the minors are kind of almost overbought, but I do like to have the majors less than halfway. And this, the green line, and when I say less than halfway, I'm talking about where the green line is. And the green line is almost 3/4 of the way through the channel. So this is a little bit too much for me. Plus, we get that news on the yen coming out. But if I did like this, I would then jump up to the TNTs, and I'd want to see how many of these lines here are supporting what I'm seeing here. And each of these is measuring something at a different speed. So the thin orange and the thick orange are both going up, so that's telling me buy. The blue lines are inversely related. So when blue's coming down, thick blue's coming down, that is telling me buy. So 3 of the 4 telling me buy. I need to have a minimum of 3 of the 4 telling me buy. And then I jump down to the pressure, and I want the lines either going up or I want the green line on top, which I have here. So I've got 1 point here, green line's on top. I like that it is diverging. It's moving away from the red line, it's starting to roll. So it'll be going up soon, but I like that the green line's on top. So 1 point, 3 points, 3 points. But because we're a little more than halfway, I'm going to pass on this right now. So let's see what else we have. I've cloned this chart, and I've got some non-USD pairs. Euro, pound, oversold going down. So we're not going to trade this. Here's the case where you probably got You got the 10 pips. Let's see. 7 pips. 7 pips there. Australian dollar yen. This is similar to what we saw on the USD yen. It is a little bit too far, and we got the news item coming up. We only have 2 of the 4 here, though. Thick orange is going up. Thick blue is coming down. We do have green on top, but this is a little too far for me. Euro Canadian dollar. So something going on with the euro. Oversold going down. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar oversold. We got a kink in the line. It hasn't turned to go up yet. Pound yen. We are just reaching overbought with the majors. Minors have started to turn. So nothing there. Euro Australian dollar. Majors going down, minors going up. So we don't have agreement. I want agreement. I want everybody to agree. So let's go to the third chart. Canadian dollar yen. Oops, what did we do here? Let me just redo this. Sorry about that. All right, we're already overbought. Euro New Zealand dollar oversold. Pound New Zealand dollar overbought. Everybody's going down. Well, actually, we don't have everybody going down. We got this is sideways, so we don't have the signal. I don't like the signal. I don't mind that the miners have run through, but I don't like the kink in the line of the green line where it's going from more steep to less steep. I want it to go from less steep, like it is here, to more steep. Pound or New Zealand dollar pound. Oh, man, I'm tongue-tied today here. New Zealand dollar yen. We're just touching overbought, so we're going to pass. New Zealand dollar USD overbought, still going up. Euro Swiss franc. We're a little more than halfway. Everybody's going down. We've got the double cross, 2 orange lines going down, thick blue going up. So 3 of the 4. Sideways pressure with red on top. So I've got all the points here. Thing I don't like, why I would pass on this trade, is what time is it in Europe? So Europe is 6 to 7 hours difference. So, 10 to 11 p.m., depending on where you are in Europe. All the Europeans are at home. So the trading volume is light. So on a 1 hour chart, I expect the move to happen within 1 to 3 hours. I want one of these to be daytime where there's traders actively trading it, because you need that volume push for the signal to so that you can see the results of the signal. So we will pass. Let's keep going. And I'm sorry, my eyes are kind of watering here. I don't know what's going on. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. Well, Canadian dollar is getting stronger, so good news for the Canadian dollar. Oversold, going down. Swiss franc, yen, almost overbought, so we're going to pass. Euro, yen. We've seen this on the yen on like 3 different charts. This pretty similar pattern. 3 of the 4, but we don't have the pressure isn't quite right. It's sideways. Green is going up, but red is coming down. So nothing there. Pound Australian dollar overbought and going up. Wow, this is way up there. This is at 10. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc overbought, kind of sideways. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. So nothing. Overbought, going up. So we just went through 24 pairs and didn't see a trade. I'm going to change gears. I don't know what's bothering my eye here. One of the great things about the indicators is that we do have multiple signals. So let's change it up, and I'm going to go to a different signal. This signal is a scalp signal, and what I'm looking for is it's worth 5 pips, and you should take that trade when there's less than 5 minutes in the hour. We've got 8 minutes left, so as we're looking, by the time we're ready to take the trade, we'll be under 5 minutes. But I am looking to see what this thick orange line is doing. And I want this thick orange line to it is a scaled number. And what I mean by that is when it's as high as it can go, this number's at 10. When it's as low as it can go, it's at 0. So when it's at 10, it thinks there's no more up in the movement. If there's no more up in the movement, it's a good time to take a sell. But we don't want to trade on just one piece of information. So if I see this number is 0 or 10 or within 1 point of either end, if it's at 10, I'm going to take a sell trade. But I want to confirm that it is indeed going to reverse by looking at where the majors are. And I want the majors to be above the blue line. Now you see here the green line is above the blue line, but the red line is just touching the blue line. I want the red line to kind of be where the green line is. I want them to be above. I want them to be above and pointing up. If I get condition 1, this is at 10 or within 1 of 10, and the red line is above the blue line, that's worth 5 pips. So let's see if we see a setup where we see that. So 9.7, that's within 1 of 10. But again, the red line isn't quite high enough. 6.2, that's not close enough, but the red line is way up. So if we had this over here, we would take that trade. Euro yen 10, but look where the majors are. Majors are in the channel and they're going up steeply. So this is telling me there's a lot more up in the movement. This is telling me it doesn't think there's any more up in the movement. So I want agreement. 10, yes. Major's not in the right spot, no. 2's not close enough. So let's go back and see what we've got. .6 isn't close enough. 8.8 isn't close enough. I'm looking for 0 or 1 or within 1 point of either end. 9.4 is close enough, but my red line My majors are in the middle of the channel. Red line is here. This is telling me there's way more up. So nothing. No. Yes. But my red line isn't there yet. My red line isn't there yet. I want the red line to kind of be where the green line is. 10, yes. Majors, no. I want this to be higher. So nothing. One isn't close enough. 10 is, but this guy isn't where he needs to be. Not close enough. 0, yes. Euro Canadian dollar. This one's all right. This one's all right. Notice, he's beyond the red line. The red line is beyond the horizontal red line. And this is at 0. So we've got condition 1 and condition 2. Our problem is that there's news on the Canadian dollar, and I don't want to trade while there's news going on. I don't know when he's done talking. But since we've got a news event, we're going to pass. But this is the setup right here. 0, and these lines are down below. 10, yes. Majors, no. 2, not close enough. And the last grouping, 8.5, no. 0.6, yes. We're in the middle of the channel, so nothing. 0.3, yes. Red line is where it needs to be. So yes, yes. Canadian dollar. We're not going to trade on the Canadian dollar. No. Yes. 9.4 within 1 of 10, but our majors are sideways. I want the red line above the blue line here. All right, gang, so we've just done another 24 pairs and didn't find anything. So we are going to jump over, and every night I send out the overnight trade. And the overnight trade is a modified version of the 10-point trade. And rather than take it on the 1-hour chart that we've got here, it's taken off of the day chart. And what I am looking at, so here's the day chart. What I am looking at is what the green line on the major indicator is doing. So this is telling me buy. It's just went into the channel, about a third of the way in, buy. There's good steepness here. I don't trade off of one piece of information. So I'm going to take a look at what's going on the 12-hour chart and the 8-hour chart. Overbought, buy, terrific steepness on the green line. So that's confirming what I'm seeing here. Way overbought. Green line still going up. Interested in buy. I don't need this to be in agreement, but I like it to be. So buy. We've got a duck bill here. The green. Here's the duck's bill. Here's his head. This kind of looks like I don't know. What's he look like? He looks like a blue jay. The miners. But blue jay gets us nothing. Duck bill tells us this is going to probably be a little bit more up in the movement. 2 hours coming down. 1 hour is coming down. So we're going to take an 11 pip buy on the Euro USD, and I'll send that out and just here we'll take it on our demo account. Let's go ahead and take it on a. You can take it in your simulator, or we can take it on the demo account. So new order. I've got Euro USD. My lot size is going to be a function of how much is in the account. This is a demo account. It's got 10,000. I'm going to move the decimal place over 4 spots. So that makes it 1.0, 1.1 actually. I'm going to round this up. So 1.1 market buy. It records the trade. I'm going to right click on it. I go to modify. And we're going to go for 11 pips. 11 pips is 110 points. 110 points. And actually, you know what we didn't do? We needed to wait another couple minutes. I jumped the gun there. But since we took it, we're going to keep it. So 110 points, 11 pips. Click the little blue button. Stop loss is going to be roughly 3 to 1. We're going to use 35 pips. Click the little red button. It does the math, and then it drops the lines in. So we took a buy on the Euro USD with a take profit of 1.06275 and a stop loss of 1.05814. 1.05814 and take profit of 1.6275. And let's just double check here. Everybody's still up. I wanted to wait. So on the day chart, this is gathered. We're in the last hour of trading for today. There's 58 minutes left. So this signal has had 23 hours to generate. And it's supported by the 12 and the 8. And this has enough push in it that it's going to give us 11 pips. So let's take a look at the pound yen. All right, it's made a decision. I was still thinking about we've got that news on the yen coming up, and I was still trying to think about whether I wanted to trade around the news. I don't like those news items when it's an all-day thing. They don't give you a specific time. But the charts made a decision for us. So we're oversold. Green line's going up just barely. So this is telling me buy. 12-hour oversold. Green line's going up, telling me buy. It's much steeper than the red line here. But on the 8-hour, I don't have confirmation. 8 hours coming down. I want all 3 of these to agree to take the buy on both. So since we only have one, since we don't have agreement here, I'm going to pass. The 4 hours going up, the 2 hours going up, the 1 hour is going up. This guy's kind of a stickler. Let's just take a look at one more thing before we decide. We're kind of in the middle of the channel. So here you can see I've got my support and resistance lines. When I'm trading on the 1 hour chart, I like to know where we are in relations to these lines because they're going to set the limit for me in terms of how many pips I'm going to take. But that's not impacting what's going on here. Well, we do have strong buy across the board except for this guy. And because of this guy, I'm not going to take the trade. So tonight we're just taking a buy trade on the Euro USD. Join me tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. We'll do this again. Typically the trading is a little bit better on the 1 hour trade in the morning than it is in the afternoon. Again, if you believe you've got the capability of doing more, we will help you do that. The biggest problem many people have is the fear of acting. When you work with a coach, we will help you get over that fear. And our incentive, the incentive for us to get you to be good is very strong because we want you to trade with our money. All right, gang. If you need to get a hold of me, the best way to do so is just to schedule an appointment with me. And you can do that by going to forexfactory.com, forexfactory.com/schedule, and just schedule an appointment with me. And you'll have a dedicated 30 minutes. You can try to call me, but a lot of times I'm in the middle of something or talking to somebody else, so I can't take the call. This way, you're guaranteed to get a hold of me. All right, great. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.